Okay, I want to welcome everyone to this overview webinar of how to find the right business opportunity for you. My name is Dan Giordano. I'm going to be sharing with you some information regarding what you'll be looking for when you're looking at different opportunities. And when I say opportunities, it could be anything from online affiliate marketing, to network marketing opportunities and different direct sales type opportunities that are out there. But I found it important to do this specific training because I see so many people just making decisions to jump into things and not really finding out some things that are really important when you're looking at it from a business perspective. So I'm going to be sharing some great information with you, and when I go over that. Um, in the next few minutes here. So you're about to discover the best way to find the right opportunity for you, how to avoid all the scams and one-hit wonders that are out there, how to find the most lucrative compensation plans that will get you making money as fast as possible. The opportunity is now. Entrepreneurship is on the rise. Reach millions. You can reach millions in only a few clicks. It's easy to get started in most of these types of businesses, and you'll discover the statistical proof of why the best time to be involved in network marketing is when the economy is weak. And obviously, you can see the growth chart there of the internet is just exploding, and it's going to continue to explode. So who am I? My name is Dan Giordano. Like I said, I'm the president and CEO of Unlimited Business Profits. I've generated well over $10 million in sales for myself and my clients over the years, and I've been online for over a decade. I'm an author, international speaker, and I'm known as America's Underground Lead Generation Expert. I've worked with companies such as BlackBerry, Google, MSN, Facebook, Gold Coast Schools, many others. Enough about me there. But it wasn't always like that, as you can tell from those pictures there. I used to be a painting contractor, Victorian historic restoration contractor up in the Northeast. And as you can see on the bottom left, that picture with the bright yellow truck, I like to do things a little different. At one point, my company had over 22 employees, and we were cranking, very successful at what we did. But like most things in those types of businesses, I had to be everything. And after quite a while, I decided to sell that business and move on. And actually, the reason I moved is because of that snow. I said, enough of this. I want to move to somewhere which warm, where I live in beautiful West Palm Beach, Florida now. So, um, so you may be feeling like this right now, overwhelmed, stressed, you don't know what to do. You've signed up for, I see a lot of people that are in a bunch of different network marketing opportunities or a different type, all different types of businesses, and they get you get distracted easily with all the different things that are out there. Maybe I do this, do I integrate this, do I, there's just, it's endless stuff that you could constantly be learning. But I want to break this down to some simple things. The first, starting with the right business that you're looking for. So, um, for me, years ago, I was first introduced to the network marketing industry through Amway. Spent about 7 years in that company, had some success, traveled around the world to the Philippines and built it over there as well until we moved to Florida in 1998. And from there, I got involved in the internet marketing industry and affiliate marketing, and through personal development. You've done things in the personal development industry, and investment industry, and the home business industry. So I have multiple background in a bunch of different areas there. That's myself and my family, and as you can see there, we're all involved in martial arts together, something we get to do together. It's a major commitment, which is the first thing you need to write down right now is, be committed to whatever it is you're going to do to follow through once you make the decision on the right opportunity for you. That's my family and my in-laws that we took to Alaska on a mastermind cruise we did up there a few years ago. And that's us in where was that? Brazil, I believe. Where were we? Yeah, Belize. I'm sorry. We were in Belize and did some fun stuff there with a bunch of people. That's us in the Smoky Mountains in the freezing cold, horseback riding. All of these things. For me specifically, it was to spend time with my family. It wasn't necessarily just making money. It was obviously money afforded us to do that, and we got to do some fun stuff. And a little hobby I've taken up is diving, which still have a fear of every time I jump in, but I love it once I'm down there and I get comfortable. I've spoken on stages with Dr. John Maxwell, Coach Carter, and many others over the years. Pretty much know just about everybody in the industry, and Nothing great about me, but just the fact that I don't consider myself a speaker, but in any way, shape, or form. But I do have a message, and my message was I was a painting contractor, and I was able to retire from that and get full time into the internet through affiliate marketing and home businesses. And I'm going to share with you some great knowledge now on the different types of opportunities out there. There are many types of network marketing companies that offer great opportunities to earn excellent profits. The advent of the industry made people more motivated about being in control of their financial future. Network marketing companies are everywhere. There are hundreds of thousands of companies that pop up every day presenting limitless possibilities and ideas of instant gratification and living the dream life. The downfall to the plethora of companies that exist today is that you have to sort through many of them to see the true, authentic businesses from the frauds. The industry is a thriving industry, but it's important to note that whenever you have opportunities to invest a minimal amount of money to potentially earn thousands of dollars in a short period of time, there'll be external forces that you want to get in on the enthusiasm of individuals who are sold on this concept. To make sure that you make the right decision with whatever company you choose to partner with, I've put together a few tips and guidelines on how to find the right network marketing company that is best suited for you. Know what you're looking for. The first thing that you have to consider when you want to enter the industry is to know exactly what you're looking for. I see so many people, I'm just going to go off on a sideline here, so many people get involved in a company just specifically because of, it was the next best thing that came along, or it was the shiny object. But they don't look at the compensation plan, they don't look at the opportunity. Like for me specifically, I don't personally like technology-based opportunities. I'm not saying I wouldn't promote one, but what I am saying is that a lot of times they have to be cost competitive, so that you're in an industry that is fighting over price. And for instance, I could say phone service. Well, why would I sign up to promote phone service to make a little bit of money when I can actually just go to companies like Vonage or NetTalk or the different companies that are out there? Now I understand there's logical reasons why, and there is a market for it. That's not what I'm saying. And then another one is the health industry with health weight loss related products. It's a great industry, huge industry, life-changing industry for a lot of people. Personally, I have friends in that industry, but what I find is that the fallout rate is so high because people are not disciplined. Unless you're a radical health nut, you're not going to stay on the products. So I mean, and I see the the fall off rate being so high. So I don't want to spend my time somewhere where I know people are going to quit. Much easier. I don't want to say that they all quit, but I want to say that you want to know a little bit about that. So, do you want to join a company that offers a product or service? Write that down. What type of product or service are you looking forward to? Looking forward to offering to potential customers? What is the type of market that you want to target? So, for instance, if it's health related, if it's anti-aging related, if it's general wealth, affiliate marketing, training type stuff. Once you've answered these questions, everything else will follow, right? So evaluate the company you want to join. Now that you've identified the company that you want to join, what's next? Before you sign up, research the company thoroughly to learn more about the people behind it, its nature, its stability, and the opportunity it presents. You don't want to join a company that you're clueless about. You want to be confident in knowing whether the company is legitimate or a fly-by-night ripoff. And I'm going to say this on the record, I don't care, but there's a lot of companies out there, a lot of supposed companies that operate these, I just call them scam type things, because next year they'll be promoting something else because they run their course. They're pretty much, you can tell when you look at them, and there's some very big ones that are out there now that you'll see next year they'll be promoting something else, because the bottom line is that they can only continue to run so long before the fall off of people start saying, hey, I'm not making any money here. And I'm not saying that people don't make money. A lot of people do make money, but it's short term. It's not true residual, and it's not a consumable product, right? I just want to, if you can learn anything from this, learn this one thing, right? My first exposure to network marketing, I heard Rich DeVos, the owner of Amway, who's one of the largest companies in the world at this type of business. He made one comment that stuck with me forever. Sell to the masses, you'll live with the classes. You sell to the classes, you'll live with the you sell to the classes, you'll live with the masses. Now, what does that mean? That means if you're selling an everyday consumable product that everybody uses, that the majority of the population uses in your country, you got a better chance at making long-term solid residual income, right? Now, um, if you sell a digital related product, you got to come up with the newest shiniest thing every month. Like, all right, now we're gonna show you how to use Facebook. We're gonna show you how to use Twitter. We're gonna show you how to use this. That's ever changing, right? And there's no way you can constantly keep up. Yes, you could make money. I'm not saying you can't make money. And I'm not saying it not to use it as one of your revenue streams either. What I am saying is that if you want a real, solid, long-term business, use a consumable product that people use every day, and that whether it's an energy-related product. To me, again, I'm not into the technology stuff because that doesn't excite me. I do get the business side of it. I understand that everybody needs energy, everybody needs cell phones, all that stuff, but it's not a fit for me. I like consumable products that make a difference and that you can see a difference in without, without being health related. And I'm not saying I don't use that as well, but I definitely want to make sure you understand that. Most companies conduct seminars and business opportunity meetings to prospective members in order to show and explain more about the company and how it works. Be sure to attend them. Talk to other attendees in the audience to feel out the vibe of the company and its leaders. Look, here's the bottom line. A lot of these people online are saying, "Oh, you don't have to get out. You don't have to attend events." Yeah, get on a webinar. Get on a call. If you don't want to go physically in the beginning, just start to understand more about it. But if you want, again, if you want to build a long-term business, ultimately I suggest get out from behind the computer, use the computer, use the internet for certain tools and resources to build your business. But aside from that, get out and do what you can do to reach people. Try the product or service. You may like the company, but what about the product or service it offers? If you like the product and you're confident enough to promote it, then sign up. If not, proceed to the next company on your list. It is highly recommended that you try the product before you join and start marketing the business. In order to become a successful network marketer, you have to be passionate about your product and have enough confidence in the company and what it stands for. If you aren't sold on the products or services personally, don't fool yourself into believing that others will naively be sold on them either. Here's the bottom line, right? I see so many people promoting stuff because they get caught up in the um, I don't know if you want to call it the emotion or whatever, but they get caught up in it and they don't realize what they're actually promoting, right? There's and I don't want to name names here, but there's companies out there that I personally want to promote, especially in the health industry, being what I know in the health industry with health-related products. I have a background in that. I wouldn't promote something that has artificial sweeteners in it. Now that's me. Again, the masses don't know. Just go down to any health food store in the United States here or worldwide, and the majority of those products have artificial sweeteners in them because the masses don't get it. They don't understand that that stuff isn't good for you. But bottom line is, find what fits you and find something you truly are passionate about. And I'm not saying that those products don't work still. They still do work, but they have artificial stuff in it that I wouldn't consume personally. How can you sell something that you don't really care about? Every successful person in the industry will tell you how happy he or she is with the company and the products he or she represents and the enthusiasm that shows. Be mindful that actions speak louder than words, so let your actions show authentic passion for your product while your words provide support to how others can be impacted by them like you have. Now here's an important one, know the compensation plan. What type of compensation plan does the company have? The company may have the best and most effective products, but does the marketing plan compensate your efforts? It should be well worth your time, your effort, time, and money. Now, here's a problem that I see time and time again. I personally have positions in companies that have millions of dollars in volumes under them, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm making any significant money off it because of the type of compensation plan it is. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't work. I just prefer not to be involved with certain types of compensation plans. And if you want to know specifically which ones I prefer, just obviously you can email me or contact my office, and I'll definitely set a time to have a conversation with you. Another thing is that these compensation plans that are out there, I'm looking for two things. One, I'm looking for long-term residual that's lucrative enough that it's not going to pay me 2 cents on every person for the rest of my life, and I got to go get millions of people. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a lucrative long-term deal, and I'm looking for a upfront, what we call now money. Money that how fast can I make a couple $100, a couple $1,000 without killing myself, and is it going to be beneficial? There's a couple compensation plans I've looked at over the past month where, look at one, I mean, there's hype all about this thing all over the place, and I look at it and I'm like, that does not excite me in any way, shape, or form. I mean, it just, but people get caught up in the emotion of it and like, oh yeah, this makes sense. But then when you look at the compensation of it, I was like, that doesn't make sense in any way, shape, or form from a business perspective. Remember, this is about finding the right business opportunity for you and treating it as a real business. It's not about hype. It's not about, yeah, this looks great or this is the best thing since sliced bread, and then we hype up the product and then all of a sudden it's worthless. What I'm talking about is here, from a business perspective, how does the compensation plan work? And you don't need to know everything about your compensation plan, but what you do need to know is how many people I get involved. Now I'll give you a prime example. I was in Amway. Amway is a tough compensation plan. You don't make a ton of money in the beginning. It takes a long time to build it up, right, to make any significant income. And even then, it's a very tight compensation plan. It's a rock solid company. You don't have to worry about the company going anywhere, right? But that's an important part of it, is know the leadership, know the ownership of the team, the team leadership of the company, who you're working with your upline. But at the end of the day, how much money is going to put back in my pocket? That's what you really need to understand. If you get anything out of this, aside from the few other little tidbits I gave you, look at the compensation plan. How fast can you make money, and long term, not just about fast, because there's a lot of companies out there, and I wouldn't even call some of these ones that are out there online a company. They're more scammy, if anything. But my point here is know the leadership, know who you want to put your name with long term, and don't jump. Once you're in and you're running with it, don't jump from ship to ship. Just stay running with it, stay the course, and go for it, and make it work. And it all depends on your goals. What are your goals? Do you want to I mean, obviously everybody wants to make money fast, but some people say, hey, I'll be happy with an extra couple $100 a month. Other people want 1,000 or two. Other people want more. So whatever that number is for you, find a compensation plan in a company and a product that you can stand behind and run after that without looking back. So you don't want to spend a membership fee on a company that offers the same compensation like your day job does. You're working towards financial wealth, not financial failure. So make sure your comp plan makes sense. Study the compensation plan carefully. Find out if it has the capacity to provide you the most lucrative income, and determine the time that you have to spend realizing the earnings. No matter how eager and excited you are about joining a network marketing company, take time to study the company thoroughly and make sure to choose right the first time. I can't stress that enough. Make sure you do your due diligence and make sure you research it excessively to make sure it fits what you're trying to accomplish. Okay, doing so will not only save you from making wrong decisions, it will also help you to leverage your resources wisely and position you to realize your financial, personal, and professional goals in a reasonable time. So, to recap all this, just make sure you do your research, do your due diligence, really look into a company. I get approached all the time with all different types of companies, and pretty much can tear something apart within seconds. And I'm not saying I do it from a negative perspective, but I look for the holes first, and I say, okay, I understand the market, I understand this, but I don't like the leadership. This guy's got a history, or that, or I don't like the compensation plan. You'll never make any money in that type of plan. So you just need to look at these look at these from a different perspective. And for those of you that are looking for an opportunity, if you have something that you've come across, feel free to email us or call our office, and I'll be happy to assist you with going through that, or look for us on Facebook messages. There's plenty of ways to communicate with us, and I'll gladly assist you with that. And if you're looking for an opportunity that you want that's rock solid, I can make some recommendations. Just again, email us or call our office. You can call us at 561-420-0319. Once again, 561-420-0319. And you can also email me. Best email address would probably be Dan@30days to 10K. That's 30days to, that's TO, 10, the number 10, 10.com, right? So once again, I look forward to assisting you however I can and provide some great information for you and great training material, and look forward to meeting and hearing your success stories with the rock solid business opportunities that you're getting involved with.